being as a win-win situation. What benefits the Chinese? If it's common interest, we engage. What benefits the US? If it's common interest, we engage. The fight between China and the US, even if you wanted to, little Kenya, what can you do? You just take one missile and the whole country will be turned upside down. So don't get involved in conflicts that you don't understand their history.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
Very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk. My name is Herman Manyora and I'm glad to have you on board here. Well, I'm joined by Wakili Willie Sotieno, who is the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party and a hopeful Deputy President. How are you, Naibu?
I'm very fine, thank you, Kenya.
I just pray that this comes to pass. Of course, we wish you all the best.
It is written.
Because you cannot actually have all these ideas here.
It is written.
And then you fail to get the platform to actually make them one.
Destiny. Destiny. Mambo ya Mungu.
I want us to look at what is actually happening between Kenya and other countries, examining our foreign policies. You see right now what the Trump administration has decided to do to relook and reconsider some of the ways in which that country relates with our country here. Therein, we also want to look at our relationship with the East, of course, focusing on China, and the role of Kenya, definitely in terms of peacekeeping and ensuring that this other side of the region, of course, talk about Africa, is good and well in terms of the peacekeeping missions that we've had. Of course, you remember that our officers are still in Haiti and trying all the best to ensure that they bring some sort of normalcy in that particular country. First of all, what do you make of the recent statement by the US to actually relook and reconsider their relationship with Kenya as a country?
It is well within the US as a country to reassess its strategic interests and positioning in view of certain positions taken by some of the countries that they interact with.
Yes.
Kenya being one of them. And, you know, in Kenya, we don't seem to have a foreign policy. William Ruto brought this upon himself. You don't do a state visit in a country during an election year. You're going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths. In an election year in the United States of America, William Ruto visited. He did a state visit with Meg Whitman holding him in tow.
Yes.
And Biden patting him on the back, sitting like a child on the presidential chair in the White House.
Yes.
During an election year, people are meant to form opinions. It's natural. So the new administration have formed an opinion probably about him and his political associations. You don't do that. If you understand foreign policy, you keep off. For the simple reason that you may send the wrong impression. More so to the opposition. It did. So we're just leaving the consequences of that state visit. One of the hallowed items in that visit was the non-member NATO ally status. Now it's on the chopping board, being considered.
Yes.
So that was to me a gaffe. If you wanted to visit Biden, you should have done it earlier, not in the election year, so that it's not seen to be partisan or perceived to be more aligned to one particular side. But it is what it is.
Okay.
So Kenya must live with its consequences.
So within the next 180 days, of course, after the completion of that particular consideration by the US government into this, then we are likely to know and be aware of some of the things that they might have decided. So looking at it and how the president has actually conducted himself in the recent past, what would you gauge would be the repercussions of this particular report on our relationship with the country, and especially
It
on the
means-
gains that we got after the
Even beyond that, there was no gains we got anyway, so there's nothing we're going to lose as a country. We didn't get anything out of that state visit. I've always said that. Even look at is just even beyond that visit to the US. Look at William Ruto's positioning in the region. You're hosting RSF here.
Yes.
RSF, in their previous name, were known as Janjaweed. They had killed over 10,000. Do you know over 10,000 people killed in the conflict in Darfur? You are hosting them here in Nairobi, giving them safe passage, almost allowing them to open a local office in Nairobi. RSF is now engaged in a conflict in Sudan, where atrocities of gargantuous proportion are being committed against the people of Sudan. You are, on the other hand, you are giving them safe passage. You go to DRC, you're meddling there in that conflict. The US does not wish that conflict to continue. You are supporting one side. It costed you the AU chairmanship as a country. Before that one settles, you go back to Sudan. RSF is accused of engaging in arms trade. Even there was a Kenyan pilot who allegedly was killed while delivering contraband. So you see, you are making it very difficult for even international partners to relate with you. Because there are certain things that you are doing at the home level that are affecting even them, their own standing. When you associate with groups that are accused of committing atrocities against civilian populations, how will the US, for example, say that now a NATO member ally is also meddling in Sudan, is meddling in DRC affairs? How? They can't justify it. Then they look at their own global interests. You are supporting these groups is in contra to their own interests. They can't stand with you. They must review the relationship. But to the people of Kenya, there was nothing that we got out of that visit to William Ruto to the State Department. What we got was a photo op of our president sitting on a chair, like a kid, being patted on the back by a white man.
Let's talk over the role of Kenya as a country in terms of peacekeeping in this particular part of the world. And in it, we've just mentioned how President William Ruto actually handled the RSF case here in Nairobi. And you said that that is actually one of the reasons as to why now the US is behaving in the manner in which they are in. What then? How can then these things be reversed so that we redefine our foreign policies with other countries, and then therefore we do not actually end up getting at loggerheads with other nations and remain the peacekeeping country that we've always been?
No, I've always said, and as a Safina party we believe, that Kenya should go back to its traditional position, which was always an unaligned group. We don't have to meddle in the internal affairs of other countries unless there are atrocities that are being committed against civilian populations. It's not in our interest to get involved and immersed in wars that don't concern us. Because ultimately, those wars have sides. Once you take a side, you are now exposed. When you don't even have a national strategic interest, why you should get involved. Safina will be very clear in our administration. We are unaligned. And where we are not sure, we will take the AU position, which is a heavily negotiated and discussed position on an issue. You align yourself with the African Union, at least get comfort within the continental body on how to take a position on some of these issues. But these are hazard foreign policy where today you are with RSF, you are with M23, you are in Haiti, you are where. We can't even, Russia is an enemy, you are abusing Russia, you are abusing Israel, you are abusing Palestine, you are abusing. To what end? 1 month after Russia has given you free fertilizer, you are now condemning Russia and the conflict in Ukraine. What is that now? What does the conflict in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine got to do with Kenya? What interest does it serve for us? We don't have to take a position on that. Align with the AU. As we should always find ourselves in a situation what is called win-win. So that right now, if you ask me, there's no peacekeeping mission that Kenya can be involved in. Because if you look at areas of conflict, immediate areas of conflict, Sudan will be the first one. Can you even tell Kenya as a peacekeeper in that conflict? The next one will be DRC. The conversations are going on without Kenya's involvement. Kenya is seen as a partisan country. It's not seen as a neutral arbiter. It cannot. That is why even the process Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to do cannot go anywhere. There's a parallel, meaningful conversation going on in Qatar that does not involve Kenya. Why? Because Kenya, you've been accused of supporting one side of the conflict. When you could have just maintained a neutral position, not get involved. And if you get involved as a neutral arbiter that is minded to find a peaceful, lasting solution to the conflict that is beneficial to the people of the Congo. Same also with Sudan. But taking sides does not help you in any way. It only means that maybe somebody somewhere is getting private benefits. There is no national interest that it's serving.
Okay. Talk to us about our relationship as a country with, of course, the East, specifically talking about China here. Do you think it's actually also responsible for the kind of strained relationships that we're now having with the Western side of the world?
But even China, what is our relationship with China today? RUTO has gone to China now twice. Has he ever told you what he's come back with from China? Tell me which project Chinese are funding in Kenya today. One. There's none. There's no relationship with China, so to speak of. Were we not the ones who are condemning the BRICS movement sometimes back? Same William Ruto administration. Now you are in China. You have been codooling with the US. Now you've been shunned. Now you think China will embrace you. Ask yourself why they've never funded it. There's no project that is funded by the Chinese government today in Kenya. Which major project? There's none. Why? Because we took certain positions that we needed not have taken. We could have been friends with both sides. Being as a win-win situation. What benefits the Chinese? If it's common interest, we engage. What benefits the US? If it's common interest, we engage. The fight between China and the US, even if you wanted to, little to Kenya, what can you do? You just take one missile and the whole country will be turned upside down. So don't get involved in conflicts that you don't understand their history. And it doesn't serve any of your interests. So be friends to everybody. That is what Safina will do. We will not pursue a self-interest agenda on the global scene. We will pursue national interest. What serves the benefit to benefit the people of Kenya. And you will be friendly to everyone. The fact that our friends are fighting amongst themselves doesn't mean we must also take sides in that conflict. Doesn't concern us.
Are you so sure you'll have no problems with China?
Why should we have a problem with China?
In the first place, a large sum of one of the issues that is so important and pertinent to you is you always talk about odious debt here. The other time I listened to Okiya Omtata and he was saying that a large bulk of that particular debt is from China.
No, that is wrong.
And therefore...
Factually, I will tell you, the bulk of our illicit debt, illegal debt, is domestic borrowing. Money that is taken without parliamentary approval and without any project being financed. Number two will be the syndicated loans, the Euro bonds. Okay? China, we're only going to catch them on the SGR. Okay? Which was taken without parliamentary approval again.
Okay.
And the fact that an odious debt, for example, if it's a debt, a bilateral debt like that one, we'll discuss with them.
Okay.
And we'll look at the criminality. China is a country that believes in the rule of law. And China takes a very strong stance when it comes to issues of corruption. In fact, in China, if you are caught corrupt, engage in acts of corruption, you don't wait for trial. You look for the tallest building and do the needful. Don't wait to waste everybody's time going through the court process. So if it was going to be, there was a criminality involved somewhere, and China sees that there's criminality involved, they will take stern action. So that will not strain our relationships. We should still be able to engage.
Okay.
We pursue issues of common interest. Also, with the Western world. Pursue issues of common interest. Western world also don't condone acts of corruption and fleecing. So if there was a corrupt engagement here, we'll be looking for their cooperation for the Kenyan people to find justice And I do believe they will cooperate and accord us justice.
Okay. So let's also get this. How then do we differentiate between personal interests of the head of state as a person and the interests of the state? Because we are looking at a situation whereby even if you focus, if you reflect back on the RSF issues, talking of things to do with arms deal therein, we wonder, can Kenya as a country be engaged in such kind of activities, or it was an individual who was actually perpetuating an individual interest?
Those are individual interests. Those are not acts of the state. Because number one, you must note that Kenya is a republic, not a monarchy. And Ruto is a president, not a king. And a republic is governed by the laws of the republic. And the laws of the republic are made in parliament. So all actions of the executive must be founded in the law. So that supplying of military hardware or safe passage to an armed group in Sudan, where does it fall within our laws? It doesn't. So that cannot become an act of the state of Kenya. That becomes an individual act of people who are holding high office in the Republic of Kenya. So they are individually responsible and culpable for what they are doing. You cannot say those are acts of the Republic of Kenya. So we must be able to dissect and divide the two and call it out. Those are not the people of Kenya doing it. Those are individuals who are abusing their offices.
Who holds here the responsibility of allowing these people in at this passage into the country? It's the president here. And the president is the head of state.
But he's not
given
above
the mandate by the people.
The president is not above the law. The president is president because the law makes him president and is subject to the laws. If what he's doing is illegal, it doesn't mean that by his executive fiat it becomes legal. No. That's why I said he's not a king, he's a president.
So when the RSF were hosted here in the country, were they hosted by President William Ruto or by
It is William Ruto now abusing his office to allow an armed group whose leaders have been indicted for certain crimes to operate in Kenya, international crimes, to operate in Kenya. And that is a hostile act against the people of Sudan and the government of that country. So we must call it out for what it is. It is not Kenya. That is just abuse of the Kenyan geographical space to pursue or to encourage, to support an armed group in the pursuit of its illegal activities. So that is the individual, William Ruto, not Kenya, the Republic, doing it.
So we've seen him here flip-flopping on these foreign policies, but then he's still the president, and let's wait and see what happens. Till then, of course, Musalia Mudavadi was speaking the other time. You know very well that he's the one in charge of foreign affairs in the country. And he's seemingly will have to be with President William Ruto for quite a while, because he says, look, it's not so easy to oust, or rather defeat an incumbent president, not
Rupia
in
Banda,
Africa. That is what he was saying.
Rupia Banda, Edgar Lungu, Goodluck Jonathan, Macky Sall, and the list can go on and on. The Banda of Malawi, Mutharika of Malawi, many presidents have been voted out here in Africa. I can count for you 10. So, one term is inevitable. He must go.
Even for good presidents in the continent have served one term, and therefore you're saying here that President William Ruto is not an exception.
I've given you, in Zambia alone, we have three presidents who served one term. Malawi, we have two, sorry. In Nigeria, we have one. Good luck. So, in Senegal, we have Macky Sall. In Ghana, we had John Mahama. So, we had Thabo Mbeki here. We had Jacob Zuma. So, in South Africa. So, why do you listen to them as politicians? That is part of gaslighting you.
No, I was listening.
What happens is, when somebody is cornered, all he's trying to do is to enter your mind, to try to dissuade you, to demoralize you, to demotivate you, that I am invincible, to scare you. It is the story of cowards in the village. The coward is the one who, when before the fight starts, is thumping his chest the hardest and screaming at the tops of his lungs how we are going to decimate our opponents today. At the break of the first throw of the first punch, the coward is the first one running down to the river to go and seek his mother's comfort. Why? Because then now the reality has hit. It was not just about shouting loudest. It was now about receiving punches.
Okay.
So Musalia Mudavadi can just thump as much as he wants. If they were sure of winning, he will not be telling us. Why are they telling us? Who has asked them?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from the Candid Talk. Allow me, so for now, till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.